TV.
A quiet Friday morning is disturbed by a hive of noisy activity.
Why noisy? Because Bug Jam.
Over there's Gemma. She doesn't know what's in store for her over those 3 days.
Hello and welcome to Bug Jam, the 26th year of this VW festival.
So we've got a queue that's probably about 60 miles by now.
Despite the weather, people have been arriving since yesterday and queuing all the way down the road to get into the Santa Pod Raceway.
People come from all over Europe for this show, and for good reason as well. 25,000 people in one place means one thing, lots and lots of fun. We've got a live action arena, we've got big tops, we've got drag racing, we've got the VW DRC.
There's also BMX displays, there'll be comedy shows and a comedy workshop, as well as action down on the strip with a bit of run what you brung. And I tell you what, it's going to be great fun. People are arriving all prepared for the mud and the weather. You can see here some pallets behind me, whether that's firewood or whether that's purely to deck out the campsite. We'll soon find out. But as I said, there are people here in all sorts of marks of their VWs waiting to celebrate. As we said behind us, Bug Jam! Enjoy the fun.
I'm just going to be kind of like floating around in the background showing you guys what's going on, because Gemma's never been here before. We're going to have a lot of fun, alright? So see you later.
Coming up in today's show, a rather unexpected display of chainsaw skill comes to Bug Jam. The Type 2 detectives have just 2 days to build a camper van from scratch and run it down the quarter mile. We get another instalment of mayhem from the king of crazy stunts in the live action arena.
The beam.
We scratch the surface of the VW modified scene and give you a front row seat at the start line for all things modified, human powered and downright mad.
Hi, I'm Mike. I run the DTA Volkswagen Club in Solihull. I've come in a 1964 right-hand drive razor edge calming gear. It's an original paint.
And we're feeling so much better now.
It's running a 4-inch narrowed beam from Slamworks and Beetle drop spindles and Porsche discs up front. And other than that, it's pretty as it came out the factory really in 1964.
Hi, I'm Gareth. I'm here with the Ditch Dubbers, the RSVP and the DTA, meeting up in Redditch, ready to go off to Bug Jam 2012. We can't really wait. We're looking forward to it like mad.
Let's stay together forever and ever. Stay forever in the sun.
Meanwhile, things back at the track are starting to take shape. People are having their breakfast and the floor is drying. The live entertainment is still being prepared, however, someone is still unaccounted for.
We've been waiting for Mr. Paul Medhurst to turn up for quite a while, and here he is. We couldn't have planned it better. Mr. Medhurst, I'll come down to your level. How you doing, mate?
Exhausted, actually.
Yeah, now obviously the trailer's just pulled in with this year's Bug Jam build.
Okay.
I don't know a lot about it, mate. Let's get you out of the van. What are we looking at here? Because for a start, it's not something that you've bought on the day, and it's also in absolutely immaculate brand new paint. So how does that work?
Well, it is now. A couple of weeks ago, it was a little bit of a wreck. We've had some really good help from some friend of ours over at a company called RWYB. You probably know they're really big in the water-cooled Volkswagen scene. And yeah, they've basically worked night and day to turn it around from a wreck into something that's going to look pretty good by the end of the weekend, I reckon.
Yeah, I can tell, mate. So if I wanted a car sprayed, Radical Auto Designs in Northampton would be a fantastic place to go.
Reflex Auto Designs have given us a massive head start, so yeah, it's really cool. And we've got to get it into the tent. First thing, get the suspension on, get it rolling. We've got a big 2.1 motor to go in, so by the end of the weekend we'll be doing some drag racing in it.
Well, look, I'm going to leave you to it because we need to get, literally, he's just arrived. We haven't set this up. We're going to get it off the trailer, get it under there, and then we're going to be working all night. Now, underneath the front of there, are we going to see this thing ridiculously low? That's all I need to know.
Yeah, I reckon so.
All right. Right, well, it's far more important. You know, actions speak louder than words and all that sort of thing. Mr. Medhurst, it's a pleasure to see you here at Bug Jam 26. Let's get amongst it.
The atmosphere is positive. The fairground is up and running, but despite people having to get into their wellies, they can still find time to enjoy the food.
The beans! Oh, Bug Jam 26, you can't beat it.
What have you been up to so far today? Probably a bit of stunt riding on the bikes that wasn't advisable.
What about the V-dubs?
Yeah, I know, we're bang into them.
Have you got one yourself?
Yeah, I've got a transporter van, R32 Golf, Audi RS4, 1967 VW Camper.
Tell us, what VW do you have?
I've got a bit of a list.
Where do we start?
I've got
Pretty cool then, having a good time.
Yeah, no, it's wicked. Apart from a bit of the weather, it's a bit nasty, isn't it?
Well, it's typical British, isn't it?
No, that was nice last year though. It was lovely weather.
Well, maybe we can order it again for 2013.
Yeah, hopefully.
Tell me, are you going to take them all down the strip?
None of them work, man.
Dude, did you have to tow them here?
You got to lift them in.
Hopeless. So tell me, does your car work?
Yes, well, actually, it did break down yesterday, but luckily we got to Bug Jam, and that's all that mattered.
The first day of the weekend starts well with Run What You Brung. While the Show and Shine competition is already boasting some pretty impressive displays.
Well, it's fair to say that while most of us will spend our days polishing our cars and making sure they look pristine and brand new, this is certainly far from that. I'm over here in the Rust and Rat display at Bug Jam, and it's all about things that are rusting, all about things Baja, and all about things military. I mean, take a look at this here. This isn't exactly as you'd expect to find your car, with mud splattered intentionally all over it. Look at this for an aerial. A pretty cool chain. Then over this side you can see rusting Beetles behind me, and up here we can see a lovely old rusty old Golf here, early mark, and one of the military vehicles that's on display as well. So check them out when you're here at Bug Jam, and make sure that you vote for your favourite, which will be awarded a prize.
Into the action. Stand next to a body. RWYB arena. It's a stunt man. Come on, Terry. Go and get him. So, Terry, brand of stunts all over the world. 5 minutes. There you go. Give her a award. Hey, Terry. I think they like that. That's just a warm-up. I said that's like the shandy compared to the absinthe you're going to give them later on.
It's just a warm-up. That's a different car with a brand new engine, so I just need to make sure it wasn't going to break.
So that was you running it in?
Yeah, just making sure. It's the only way to do it.
Well, the sun is shining down on the strip here at Santa Pod, and this is where Bug Jam really comes into play. We're seeing all sorts of cars down here for this session, which is titled Run What You Brung. When you think of the Beatles and the era of the Bug, you really do think a bit of peace and love, don't you? And here is the true love bug. It's Herbie, and he's right here. His very own feature at Bug Jam this year. Film star, Hollywood, and that's what Santa Pod and Bug Jam are all about. I'm joined now by by Cluedo, who's not only responsible for painting this awesome camper van behind me, but for also writing a whole load of music, painting a whole heap of pictures as well. And they're all down here on display at Bug Jam. Cluedo, what a fantastic sight around us.
Thank you very much. Nice to be appreciated, you know.
Well, the van looks awesome, and we've heard some of your music playing a little bit earlier on. Tell us about that.
Well, I've made an album for camper van owners and drivers, and the songs are all about the summer and wearing flip-flops and driving your camper van and it breaking down and all the things that we all have to put up with. And the idea is that you put it on in your van and it's like a radio show. It runs for an hour, so there's a nice mix of music from 50s to 60s up to modern kind of sounds.
So, Paul, of course, you caught up with Bryn on your arrival yesterday, and it's quite an epic project that you've got going on. Tell us what the plan is for today.
Just to get the thing rolling, really. I mean, that's going to be the biggest milestone for us this morning. Get the suspension in, get the rear gearbox on, lovely set of shiny wheels on it. It'll really bring the build together. We're really excited.
It's quite an impressive sound that you think you'll have it all rolling by the end of today and on the road. When you see at the moment, there's a massive empty space underneath it.
Yeah, well, we've built up some really nice suspension and gearbox, and the engine's all built, so it's just like a big, fun jigsaw puzzle, really. So, yeah, no, we're really happy with how it's going to go, really. So, yeah, it's good.
Wow. And the guys now getting as much water as they can
fired up, I'm strapped in, and I'm about to drive for the very first time in my life a monster truck. This is incredible, and if anybody ever wants to have a go at monster trucks, look at that. I would recommend it. I'm going to get down. I want my mum.
Bug Jam is all about air-cooled Volkswagens, water-cooled Volkswagens, and this weekend is all about chainsaws. Now I'm stood here with Spike Milton. Spike has got, we'll get to him in a minute, but I've just got to tell you, this man is, 8 times reigning UK championship at Still Timber Sports?
That's correct, yes. Yeah, I've represented Great Britain in the World Championships for the last 8 years. Had a good run.
And in the World Championship, you are, 7th in the world?
Ranked 7th last year out of 24 countries. Yeah, was pretty pleased with that.
I'd be very pleased with that, because frankly, me and a chainsaw is, that's an accident waiting to happen. But Spike, what we got here is something a little bit more impressive than your average chainsaw, isn't it? Can you tell me about what is affectionately known as the hot saw?
Yeah, sure thing. The hot saw here, we've got a 250cc Rotax. It's got a race pipe on it. It weighs about 27 kilos, and I suppose you're pushing out about 60 brake horse.
I like you, Spike, and I want to see it in action. I've got the merchandise going on. We're just about to start a live demo here, so we're going to see what all of these guys can do. Spike, it's been a real pleasure talking to you. Thanks so much, mate. And trust me, this is about as close as I will ever get to one of these things. Health and safety hate me. Good luck. Thanks, man.
Phil's nearly through. Let's have a big cheer when he first goes through now. And they have it. Spike just in the lead, I would say. That's the problem with the big moment. Spike's the winner!
On the other side of the track, Gemma is getting excited.
Well, the human-powered race is coming up, so I feel it's only fair that I get involved along with all the willing participants, and I need to get myself a bike to do so. Do you have any bikes that I can borrow?
Yes, we do. Which one would you like?
Give me the best bike you've got.
This one.
Right, I found me a bike. Next stop, human-powered race. Thank you, my friend. I can't help but feel this is a bit unfair. I'm not at the front. Have you seen who's behind me? None other than Mario Kart themselves. Personally, I should have been princess, but hey, two wheels suit me. Just down in front of me, we've got the youngest little kid ever to go down the strip. I reckon he must be about 8-9 months. Pretty cool. It was down to the end, but for this, it was down to the end and back. I was spent at the end, but I enjoyed that a lot. It was good fun. And do you think Pinkerton Cycles will notice if they don't get their bike back?
The day's main events are beginning to wind down, but this is Bug Jam after all, and the track is still open, so there is still time for a splash of madness.
I didn't think like that, did I? I genuinely thought you were
For some, the party isn't over. For others, it has been a dizzying and exhausting first day.
It's Sunday, which means we've been on this now. I say we, it's the Royal We. You've been doing a bit more than I have. Back on the Type 2 detective stand. The split's down on the ground, Paul. That's good news, huh?
It's good, yeah, really exciting. Got the engine in, we haven't fired it up yet. Battery's in, the fuel's in, so all of the pieces in place to get the thing fired up and running and hopefully down the drag strip later on.
So did the engine go in last night or this morning?
It went in last night. I think we were working till about midnight last night in the dark under torchlight. So yeah, it was pretty gnarly, but no, we're well chuffed. It's really gone.
And that's interesting because I was going up through the pits and I saw John Abbott from Java having a barbecue about 9 o'clock, just chilling out. Yeah.
He had a migraine and he was going to bed.
Yeah, that migraine, you know the Nurofen he took, it was round, meat-shaped, and had some relish on it. So, down on the ground at the front, we've got all the trim on, we've got the lights in, the badges. Tell me about the inside, because gone for this nice sort of, is that like houndstooth?
Yeah, it's houndstooth, like it's originally would have been fitted in like an early Porsche.
This thing's going up the strip at the end of the Sunday of Bug Jam 26, so give us some details about the engine.
Yeah, about 100 and probably 120, 130 horsepower. It's a 2110. It's got 44 Webers on it, aftermarket ignition system, big cam, big valve heads. So yeah, it should give the modern sports hatch a run for its money.
Game on. Well, speaking of off, I've got a live action arena show to go and get run over by Terry Grant. I'm going to let you crack on, mate, and it's time check now, 1:45. Okay. I'm going to see you in about 2.5 hours' time.
If there is one thing you can learn about the people that come here to Bug Jam, it's that they enjoy good fun and good design. The cars are works of art. And the nightlife has its own characters. The track has its legends and its heroes. The amount of fun one man in particular needs has to be taken to a whole other level.
Meanwhile,
ladies and gentlemen, Terry Grant!
That is how you crash a car. Terry Grant, Siley.
In the paddock, something else equally as exciting has also just happened.
That's good. It's alive.
Yes, it lives.
So look, I've virtually lost my voice. I think you're probably losing the will to live right about now. But this is how Bug Jam happens. We wouldn't moan about it. We wouldn't change about it. We'll be back here next year. But let's see if this thing can go up the strip in about 55 minutes' time.
Right, here we go then. See if it actually do a quarter of a mile.
As test drives go, going up the quarter mile here at Santa Pod, pretty dramatic. Is it all right?
Bad for a shakedown run, yeah.
I'm going to say
twitchy.
Massive burnout and launch it off up the Santa Pod track. Literally, it hadn't really turned a wheel before that, and it was a bare shell. This is not smoke and mirrors. This is not Houdini or Darren Brown or anything like that. You've literally just built this van, haven't you?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I enjoyed that. Like I say, it was a little bit twitchy. It was a bit of fine tuning on the rear tracking we've got to do. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good. I didn't want to kill myself on his first trip, so no, really good. Enjoyed it.
Hey, absolutely chuffed. Thank you so much to you and the team for putting in such a huge effort. What more do you want? 3 days of the finest Volkswagen action in the land. In fact, in many, many more lands on the side of it. We've had monster trucks. We've had the Outlaw Flat 4. We've had Type 2 detectives building this amazing split screen van. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. The mustard is off the hot dog. Let's get out of here.
If you want to see more Bug Jam action and bonus behind the scenes footage, go to santapod.com for details about part 2. Alternatively, find them on Facebook.